Hello, hey, hi everybody, social media family, being of any subscribers, and likewise the world all the same. So I say to any visitors to that being of my own immediate personal channel, chat room, and our comment section. How are you all doing? Well, hopefully everyone is doing at least okay. If not better yet to be said, to be feeling all right, or if not best of all, to be said, to be feeling less than stressed or less than stressed, but too blessed to possibly become or be stressed. You and yours, your family and friends, and hopefully me and mine, likewise as well, are all the same, or whatever, or however said. That's correct, proper, standard English grammar, or American dialect of some or such quality and quantities not. We are speaking King's English or street slang for that matter. Live nevertheless. So I say, as a backtrack here with regional purposes being in order, I can go on with the following to continue from where and when that my person had last left off, so I can finish up as incomplete or form a previous prior line of thought in the senses word. Yes. Then nevertheless, I wish everyone well, regardless. And likewise, regardless of how any of you could possibly feel about me. I mean, put food in my mouth. After, not with the fingers that I could use to pick my nose. You know how that is. Just have a little treat while I broadcast. And hopefully it is a much more beautiful day in the neighborhood. Than what it could have been like much earlier. You know? And with any other person's benefit I could have possibly encountered during the course of the day. And likewise, regardless of the encounters being in which I could possibly have for tonight or this evening. And as you know, it is much different weather temps for this calendar season of the year. Yes, hello, hey, hi to one and all. But then, if at some given moment in time I get up during the course of this particular present social media broadcast, well, I guess I feel okay. Thank you for asking. I was responding, replying, or answering a question of someone who has popped up in my comment section. Was asking me how I'm doing. But anyway, though, as I was about to say, I'll do so now to complete a form of previous prior line. I thought if at some given moment time or another I should get up and seemingly have left the scene, but then you could still hear me. It would only be because I would be closing a window within my place of residence, as I've said before. So I say again, where it is much different weather temps for this season of a given calendar year. You know, as any normal person would think to do, anybody that would still possess half their marbles, being of whatsoever race, and likewise of whatever walk of life, faction of society, or lifestyle preference. Whereas if the weather temps get to become, much too chilly, or code, then don't take a rocket scientist to figure out where it would be a no-brainer. Get up and close your window, for this time of year, for a season as we have it, for the fall or autumn or winter season, and then for another, if the weather temps would become, whereas one would be could possibly become much too, frigid. If for another season, though, the weather temps could possibly become much too, warm or hot and humid, then you would do the total opposite, whereas you would open up a window. You understand what I'm saying? So if I could possibly get up at summer, such give them on time, that would be for reasonable purposes in order so that I could close my window, And as we have it, I don't know about any Yakub, the big head scientist. Who is that? You will have to educate or enlighten me when it comes to that particular person. Is he something like what's the guy's name? Somebody called the science guy. I don't know. I forgot the first part of his username. But then if you're coming in here to use my channel as some kind of dumping ground for negativity, then I would strongly suggest or advise that you go back to reading the introduction, because I had already explained that this is not the time nor the place for it at the present given on time for this one particular social media broadcast or video of mine, okay? Hey, we're not going to go into any deep conversations, politics, and or religion or whatever else for that matter. Call it that I could possibly be supposedly becoming subject to experiencing that of my person becoming a candidate of the rank and file of the dumbing down of America. Call it what you will, but we're not going to go into that at the moment, And I would strongly suggest and advise that you discontinue that repertoire of dialogue, We could we can or could possibly discuss it some other time, but not now. If you continue to persist to, go there, then I may or could possibly have to silence your chat, if not block you permanently, okay? Because I'm just not feeling it anymore. I've had quite a bit of a day of it, really now. I mean, more than quite a few obnoxious persons. I wouldn't necessarily call them ignorant or insane, though they could possibly be one or the other, both. Because that wouldn't be the Christian thing to do, and I'm trying to, reintroduce myself. Not that is my person, not only to the inner innocent child within me, as believers in God, Christians are supposed to be new creatures, who have been enlightened, than to permit ourselves to become subjected to experiencing the dark side of us being of the human equation, than to give it on to God, how we would much rather instead wish or hope that he would transform ourselves, our persons, in his most glorious image, and play the part of a good Samaritan onto another person who could possibly be attempting to come off as ever so obnoxious, And I'm not having that tomorrow. I said obnoxious. I didn't say ignorant or insane. We're not going to go there, okay? You know, a person that is ignorant, it doesn't necessarily mean that it is to be considered in a derogatory, negative kind of way, because there are different definitions and meanings for ignorant. You know, ignorant can mean one thing, can mean another. You know, you understand what I'm saying? Ignorant can mean simply that you just don't know something, and you know, you have yet for somebody else to educate or enlighten you about that being or whatever, you know, or about whoever, and hopefully on a positive note of interest. So it's not necessarily a bad thing to be ignorant, you know, and it's not necessarily a bad thing to, you know, seem like you have momentarily become subjected to experiencing yourself becoming a candidate of the rank and file of, you know, the dumbing down of America masses of ignorant persons. Understand what I'm saying? I mean, we all need a vacation from somebody else's ignorance otherwise, if you know what I mean. Read between the lines, fill in the blanks, you know. And I, for one, I just get so sick and tired of feeding into negativity. You know, I don't care, be it of somebody else or be it of myself for that matter, you know, as it would be out of character for me to be like that, believe it or not. If I am now, and as I have been for quite a while, a believer in God, you know, after I had professed faith in Him in accordance to religious, supernatural, spiritual beliefs, however said, you know. So to come out of character, it just really, you know, does something to me. Had me feeling the funk, you know, and everything. Like they say, not all money is good money. Then, excuse my language, my friend. Then they say, not all pussy is good pussy. Should I put it like that? Oh Lord, forgive me. My bad. I apologize to one and all, to each and every one of you, my social media family, and these. That is to my social media family of subscribers, as well as any visitors to my own immediate personal chat, that to my immediate personal channel, chat room, and a comment section, as that was inexcusable, is uncalled for. So I apologize, you know, for that last mention. You know. Yeah, let me just rephrase that as a backtrack here with reasonable purposes being known, so I can go on with the following. To continue for where and when that my person at last left off, so I can finish up as and complete a former previous or prior line of thought in the same sense of the word, so that I could clarify things or clear matters up, and to give glory, greater glory to you know who, than to seem like I'm following a different path, you know. But you have the path light, and then you have the path of light and salvation, then you have the road to darkness and destruction. And we don't have to go there. So far as vice versa, such other, you know. That just brings to mind this here. This is the devil's book of religion. You know, I know some of you would say, then compared to how others could possibly tend to differ, then why do you have it? Well, so I could research some such matters in due regard in reference to it, you know, to know what to stay away from, you know. This is not God's word. This is the devil's word here, you know. So if any of you all could possibly get an edition of it, a copy, and get to reading it, please do not permit yourselves to be hypnotized by this ungodly, godless, devilish, demonic, demon-possessed nonsense. For the author of it was a demon-possessed male individual person. Okay. So much for this here. I said we're really not going to get into anything deep at the moment so much. I were to get to speaking upon, some of such of what you call spirituality. I like to say rather than religion or religiosity. There's a difference. Then it's going to be rather light at the moment, something like this here, more or less. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Cause I could already feel like, somebody has really been trying to put something in my head, to make me feel like a fish out of water. I mean, this is how I was feeling just for the day. Feeling so out of it. I had to, cause I mean, some of you may say, "How in the world you're a grown adult person, you're a grown up, and you still check out comic books?" Like, right? Seriously though? Yeah, seriously though. Some comic books that are deep, and some comic books, otherwise, I mean, some comic books like these that are deep, and some comic books that are really, kind of stupid, silly, It's like, a means of escapism, just as long as I'm not, turn up the bottle, drinking from it, living my life in the bottle, smoking the pipe, which is a much worse escapism. Yeah, I'm still a comic book collector, y'all. You know what I'm saying? About these other comics, I never read this title before. It's supposed to be a history comic book. I mean, I read something before, but not really. I mean, I haven't really been. I was more like mainly mostly in superhero comic books, more or less, and funny comic books. Comic books will make you laugh, stuff like that. So much for that conversation. Excuse me. Please, everybody. Once again, I say, no deep stuff, all right? We're going to try to keep it simple and to paraphrase and not quote a one-liner from, and as they have made it out to be an acronym as well, for one of these self-help recovery meeting programs. But then I am a member of AA, Alcoholics Anonymous, and I have yet to check out NA once again as well, though I'm more into. I never really thought of myself as having a drug problem compared to a drinking problem. Well, anyway, though, NA is Narcotics Anonymous, as you know. But anyway, there's an old saying. I think it could apply or be associated with both of those two self-help recovery meeting programs, where they say KISS. No, I'm not talking about the rock band by the same name. Whereas the acronym or abbreviations of letters would mean something different according to their definition, to be translated or defined, however it's said. But rather for the other, it's like the word, the acronym, abbreviation letters, the acronym of KISS would mean keep it simple, stupid, And that's what we're going to do. We're going to keep it simple, Anybody that want to get off into talking some deep, hypothetical, theorized stuff, that which could possibly complement conspiracy theory. It's like, as of the present given moment in time, it's like it's going to go in one ear and out of the other, because I'm not hearing it. I'll be like, talk to the hand. I'm just trying to chill out, as they say. I mean, I'm not gonna block you, but I may silence your chat. Then because I will get some resentment behind what you're trying to present within this particular social media broadcast, or video or whatever said, because I'm just trying to chill, believe it or not, I really am, though some of my speech could betray me for words that I had mentioned earlier and expressing myself, but really I'm just trying to chill, I'm not trying to be offensive to anybody. I'm not trying to disregard or disrespect your views and opinions. I'm just telling you from Jump Street, you know what I'm saying? Okay, I'm not really hearing any, it's like, right? I'll be like more ready to hear dialogue from a South Park cartoon episode than to hear dialogue from Inside Edition of a tabloid current events television show at the moment. Can you feel me now? Do you understand what I'm saying? To make two comparisons, Yeah. Then how you all doing? Everybody kill my peeps, my folks. What up, though? Huh? What's up? As I borrow a one-liner from a television comedy where it's part of the theme song to it, television comedy show. I think it's called by its title, Martin. Where he like saying, "What's up? What's up? Boom, Martin. Boom, I'm the man. But call me goofy, call me what you will at the moment. But this is where I'm at. I don't need anybody to constrain my brain with a whole lot of deep conversation, dialogue, this." That if you want a serious soapbox opera discussion about a topic or subject matter of a given argument with the pros and cons, or the views and opinions to be affiliated, associated with, and representing thereof, then please take a hike. Go on to another channel, because I'm just trying to chill at the moment. Maybe some other time we get into that, and with Q&A session, but it ain't happening at the moment. I'm about to close out. I'm about to close out shortly anyway. Maybe listen to a little more some such radio as you hear some mellow music in the background from classical music channel station, or is it classical music station channel, however you want to say, however you want to put it, anybody as well as I myself here. Or I could watch some stuff on the boob tube, the idiot box as they call it, the television, or as our kissing cousins across the great waters of the Atlantic would call it, the telly. I ain't got no slim at the moment, so far a lady friend to be, laid back with. But it's all good, You know what I'm saying? Good things come to he who waits. Waits is what I mean. I say he. You gotta be sleeping if you're laying down with a Yoda lay he ho. Get the joke? No, let me take this back. No, I'm not trying to get into that negativity of this, disrespect and disregarding others' feelings and so forth. Sorry about that last, but I think you all get the general idea of what I'm like saying, But then it'd be like something about, why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free? You go and dip in your dipstick, your hot dog or your sausage in some of everybody's oven. You're gonna come up having it fried with cooties, beaver meat, food poisoning otherwise, if you know what I mean. Then have to get something more than just the ointment, like an injection to to help you fight off any incoming, encroaching, or impending STDs. You know how that is, Whereas sometimes it's just good to go solo, choke that chicken. If you're not using rubbers, speaking upon that. But then I was like saying we ain't gonna get into any deep dialogue conversation, because I ain't feeling it at the moment. I've had quite a bit of a day, but at least I'm still in the land and the living. Some people didn't wake up this morning, as they say, It's all good in the hood. I may not be where I want to be at the moment, but I'm a whole lot further from where I was at. I may not be who I want to be at the moment, but I'm a whole lot more than who I have been in time past, right? And people in damn hell want ice water, And if you permit yourself to become captive or a hostage to somebody else's, rather twisted, warped, wicked mindset, and in order to free yourself, you've got to say enough, time out. I don't want to play these mind games with you anymore, I got to be about my peace of mind. But then on this last note, and I hope you all have enjoyed the broadcast, at least, if not that much more, have become or had been educated or enlightened by it, I did want to talk about some more stuff, but then I think I given you all the general idea of what I'm trying to say as of the present given time, and to compliment the title to this particular present social media broadcast or video or whatever anybody wants to call it, including myself. But then on this last note of interest, I would like to say, and as I would usually open up with a greeting as an introduction to a social media broadcast video, then from there I would speak my mind and give my views and opinions and possibly go about a Q&A session with others then and there and others, for a topic of discussion or conversation of dialogue, the different debates there for a given argument with the many different views and opinions be affiliated, associated with, and represented. And then last but not least, I will give the closing, and whether or not I will speak upon a couple, few or four more, that all depends on how I feel that some of such to give them on time. Otherwise, I just speak upon one subject matter, But anyway, though, I would like to say in conclusion, if you have not gotten Christ as your own personal Lord and Savior, I would hope that you would think to do so now, while the blood is still running warm in your veins, by recognizing and realizing what He Himself had done or did upon the cross of Calvary on the hill of Golgotha, suffering at the hands of some sort of Roman soldiers upon orders of their superiors, be they religious or otherwise religious, like Pharisees and Sadducees, as well as political, militaristic, like centurions and Caesars, but then, if anything, that much more religious of those I had mentioned earlier, the Pharisees and Sadducees of their day in ancient times, that can compare on to those of our own modern day and age, of these modern times, of these end times, the last and evil days, biblical prophecy being fulfilled that much more. But then, whereas Christ gave His life, suffering at the hands of some of such others, back then, so that if any of us, being of whatsoever race and whatever walks of life, fashion of society, lifestyle preferences, being of the old and young, like both two sexual gender, males and females, represent not only the human species, but then nevertheless the global community within this post-911 era, by new millennium apocalyptic day and age, and whereas the doomsday clock is now at a couple few minutes to midnight, compared on to how formerly prior to then it was at a quarter midnight for these rather biblically prophetic times, where to profess some of such faith in Him. From there we become or be blessed in one regard or another, in more ways than one. First and foremost, with His salvation being of which is the only means by which any of us can or could possibly become citizens of the kingdom of heaven. And then second of all, with His deliverance. But unless you profess that His deliverance while you're still here upon the planet in the world, but then unless you profess faith in Him while you still have the blood running in your veins, then you have nothing coming so far as blessings is concerned. And if you could then and there make that transition for the great beyond the hereafter, the afterlife, without that blood sacrifice of His insurance policy of His salvation upon and within your souls, then your final resting place would be with the other lost, damned human souls of the unsaved, unbelievers and non-believers, be tortured and terrorized by the devil and the demons forever, compared to how we, as believers in God, will be across that great divide that separates heaven from hell in the company of God and His angels otherwise. You all take